Hello, dear students! Well, students, what place is this? Very good, a main square. For example, in Trujillo, there is a main square. And here, good, a park. For example, in my city, there are parks. What about this picture? Excellent, a market. In Trujillo, there are markets. What's this? Very good, a bus station. In Trujillo, there are bus stations. And in this picture, very good, it's a station. In Trujillo, there isn't a station. This, very good, is a lake. In Trujillo, there isn't a lake. What about here? What do you see in the picture? Excellent, it's a cafe. And in my city, there is a cafe. And in this picture, mountains. Excellent. I can say, for example, there aren't mountains. What about here? Very good. It's an airport. And in Trujillo, there is an airport. What's this? Very good. It's a road. In my city, there are roads. This is a bar. Excellent. In my neighborhood, there isn't a bar. What about here? Yes, it's a shop. In my city, there are shops. Also, there are hotels. Of course, there are houses. There are flats or apartments. There are lots of buildings. What about this picture? What's this? Yes, bed and breakfast. That's the name. And I can say, for example, in my neighborhood, there isn't a bed and breakfast. So guys, the class for today, my kind of place, part 1. And the purpose, use there is and there are to indicate places in your town, city, or community. Okay, there is and there are expressions used to indicate that things exist in a place. For example, in Trujillo, there is a beautiful main square. There are typical restaurants. Okay, for positive sentences in singular, we say there is. For example, there is a nice beach in Trujillo. Or you can use the contraction, there's, it's the same. In plural, we use there are. For example, there are hotels. Not there are hotels. Be careful. For negative, in singular, we use there isn't. For example, there isn't a museum. In plural, we use there aren't and the word any. For example, there aren't any lakes in my city. For short questions in singular, we say is there, be careful. For example, is there a museum? 2 possibilities to answer. Yes, there is, or no, there isn't. In plural, we use are there and the word any. For example, are there any lakes? And you have 2 possibilities. Yes, there are, or no, there aren't. Challenge 1. Listen to the conversations A, B, and C and determine which of these conversations talks about Oakland, Keswick, or Iris. For example, if conversation A is about Keswick, then you write letter A. It's an example. Challenge number 2. Listen again to conversations A, B, and C and determine if these sentences correspond to Oakland, Keswick, or Iris. For example, in number 1, there is a beautiful lake near the town. According to the conversation, it corresponds to Keswick. Very good. Challenge number 3. Answer to this question and you have to say why. You can use information from challenge 2 to justify your answer. The question is, which place would you like to visit? Oakland, Keswick, or Iris? And why? For example, in my case, I like to visit Keswick because there is a beautiful lake, because there are mountains, etc., etc., etc. You're the best, students. See you next class.
Created using Powtoon.